Hi all, it's Karen and my special guest,
Yeah, I'm Bandit.
Bandit.
Hi.
If you've watched
What's
our
up?
last two videos, Bandit's been hanging out with me because Bluto is a little under the weather. My
Yeah.
fault, apparently.
Yes, it is.
So Bandit's filling in, but the agreement was he would pick the movies that he and I would review.
You damn right.
So the last one of the three we watched together is Sorority Babes at the Slimeball Bowl-O-Rama. I always
Okay, you
forget the
already fucked
ball.
that up, but never mind.
Why?
You said Sorority Babe's in.
I thought I said at.
I don't know, whatever. Who cares? Fuck it, we'll fix it later. Go.
Okay. So Sorority Babes at the Slimeball Bowl-O-Rama.
Very good. Why is it so hard?
Because it's a long title and it's a tongue twister. This was from 1987. I think we said it was rated R. It's an hour and 19 minutes. And what's kind of funny is we get two of our actors from Night of the Demons in this one.
It's a good segue.
So,
The funny one and the hot one.
yeah. So basically, one plays Stooge in the Night of the Demons. I keep wanting to say Demon Night, and
That's a different
that's a totally
movie.
different movie. And then
Jeez.
Linnea Quigley, who played Suzanne,
Oh, yeah.
is in this kind
Gotta
of
love
as the
Linnea. If you're
main
watching,
character.
hey, I like you.
So, anyways, we start out with our three male characters: Calvin, Keith, and Jimmy.
And Stooge. I just call him Stooge.
They're in their dorm room, each doing something different. Talking about this Tri Delta
One's
sorority
reading porn, the other's drinking, and the other's watching a movie.
horror movie.
Something like that.
And
Schlocky.
basically, Keith talks about the Tri Delta sorority initiation tonight, and he knows where they can go to get a good view of what's going
Oh, I
on.
sure would go.
So we cut away to the Tri Delta sorority with Babs, Frankie, and Rhonda getting ready
Oh,
to
yeah.
initiate the pledges for
Oh,
this.
yeah.
So they're having their whole little thing. Babs is like a total bitch.
But they're hot. I like to have a four-way with
And
them.
we basically see the guy sneaking over the sorority house to watch. And then we go to the living room scene with our two pledges, Taffy and Lisa.
Taffy is a weird name.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a nickname or maybe
Saltwater.
mom ate a lot of taffy when she was pregnant with her. I don't know. So they're kind of talking. The initiation starts. They're getting paddled, which I guess Babs kind of gets off on.
I like that shit. So would I.
The
I
guys
like that.
decide to go sneak into the house to get a better view of things.
Babs should grab me by the tail and pedal him.
After this initial initiation, when they get spanked and whipped cream,
Spanked and whipped creamed.
well, they get whipped creamed afterwards.
I got some special whipped cream for him.
Yeah, I'm sure you do. So they're ordered to go upstairs and take a shower in preparation for the final part of
Oh,
their initiation.
yeah.
So we get
I like this.
the random shower scene with the guys out in the hall watching through the door. Babs comes upstairs, catches them snooping, basically paddles, I think Jimmy, and they
Oh, she can pedal me.
fall in the bathroom,
I
startling.
like that part when she's taking the whipped cream off.
Yeah.
She's like wiping the whipped cream off her hot, wet body.
Mm.
And you can see her ass and her snatch. She can use me to clean herself. I just stick my face in that snatch.
Basically, Babs decides the third and final part of the initiation in order for Taffy and Lisa.
Sometimes I wish I was a beaver.
There you go. In order for Taffy and Lisa to become part of the sorority, they have to go to the Bowl-O-Rama and steal a trophy and bring it back, and the boys have to help them.
Sounds good to me.
So
I'll go.
They leave to go take on this mission, and Babs goes on. She goes, well, my dad owns the mall, so she has the keys to everything. And they're basically, she's planning on scaring them and making sure Taffy and Lisa
Dad's probably out of business now.
Succeed. So we get the car scene with them all. Taffy.
Funny you have to write this shit down.
Yeah, Taffy, Lisa, and the boys are all in the car discussing how they're going to break into the place.
Taffy, she's sweet.
Then we have Babs and her friend end up getting in, and they go to the security room. Well, in the process of all this, there's this janitor. They end up getting locked into the one room.
He's funny.
He's just
I like him.
He's kind of random, but he's kind of important.
Yeah, he gives exposition, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So basically, they all arrive outside the Bowl-O-Rama, and they're trying to figure out how to get in. And Keith's trying to be all technical and the hero.
He's
He's
the
like,
nut in
do
this.
this, do that. Well, meanwhile, they gave Calvin a beer earlier and he got drunk off of one beer. He's sick. So he walks forward and grabs on the door and falls backwards and the door's unlocked.
I drank a keg once. It didn't even give me a buzz. I was
So,
so pissed off. I wasted all that money and wasn't even buzzing.
oh, Bluto, I miss
Sorry, believe me, I'll be gone.
you.
I know you don't like me.
I love you.
Okay.
So they kind of go in, they're trying to figure out, where the trophies would be. Well, Calvin kind of starts wandering off on his own,
He finds something even better.
and he actually finds Linnea Quigley's character, who we find out later is named Spider because
Oh yeah.
she ate her parents.
Spiders eat the parents.
I don't know. It was just something she said later because Calvin kind of ends
Yeah,
up
we get
having
it.
a thing for her, but
Well, shit, I would too, man.
she's trying to break into the
I have a
cash
nice fuzzy
register.
thing for her.
I'm sure. She's trying to break into a cash register, and they're kind of everybody else shows up and they start exchanging jabs back and forth. And Calvin basically explains to Spider what's going on, and she's like, "Well, okay, go, just do your stuff, whatever, leave me be."
Yeah, let me finish this
So,
shit. I need some
the guy
money.
they go. Well, Calvin kind of stays behind and is talking more to Spider, and everybody else
Well, he
goes,
wants to get to know her.
"Yeah." Well, they get
I don't blame
over
him.
to where the trophies are, and here they're locked. So Keith's trying to use, I don't know, a bobby pin or a paperclip or something to get the lock sprung, and it's not working. Well, Spider shows up with a crowbar and breaks it so they can get their trophy and get out of there. So they're all looking, and Jimmy goes, "Let's grab the biggest one." So he grabs the biggest one.
She can grab my biggest one.
They're like, "Okay, let's go back to the house so you guys can get
Taffy can grab my
accepted."
biggest one.
I'm sure.
As well as the
So
other two chicks.
Spider is then breaking into like the arcade games, and Calvin's over still talking to her and everything. Well, they go to get Calvin and say, "Hey, let's get out of here." Somehow in the middle of all this, the trophy gets dropped and we meet Uncle Impy,
He's funny.
who was trapped inside this trophy for some reason.
Yeah, you find out why later.
Yeah.
I don't want to spoil it.
So we cut away to Babs and her friends in the store are in the security room watching, and they're like, "What's going on?" And Bab goes, "I have no idea." Like she's like, "I don't know what this is. What's
Can you
going
hear shit
on?"
on a security camera? Does it have sound?
I thought maybe some of them do. I don't know.
Oh, it's good to know that.
So Uncle Impy basically offers to grant
Uncle
a
Impy.
wish to each of them. Well, Calvin and Spider are like, "No, because this just no, something doesn't sound right with all that." And Uncle Impy's like, "Well, if you don't want to wish, that's fine. I won't give." He's like, "Whatever." So Calvin basically says at this point about sometimes when you wish that wishes could go bad.
Well, hey, he wasn't wrong.
No, he wasn't.
He got that shit right.
So I think Spider and Calvin kind of walk away for a minute, like they're going to leave, and Uncle Impy locks the place down so nobody can leave. And so basically, Uncle Impy, because that's how he refers to himself in the
All right, come
movie,
on, come on, come on.
asks,
Get to the
who
cool
let
part.
him out and everything. And Jimmy's like, me, me, me. So Jimmy gets the first wish, and he just wishes for a pile of gold. So this pile of gold
A peeler.
appears, and Jimmy's kind of going on and on about what he can do with it and everything. And they're like, okay, well, maybe this is cool. Well, then he focuses on Keith and goes, come here. And he starts whispering, like, yeah, we know you want to get it on. We can. So basically,
What's wrong with that? I would.
Keith's wish is for Lisa to desire him and want him
That is a really good
to the
wish.
point that basically she's insatiable.
Yeah.
So they kind of end up leaving and going off to the locker room, and then we see them throughout a couple other things. I'll go back to their story
Yeah, she
later.
got some nice boobs.
And then
I suck on them nipples.
Taffy, he calls her for, and he goes, "I like you, but don't tell anybody. I'll give you two wishes. You can have one now, one
Did she
later."
ever get the two wishes?
No, because she gets killed.
That's right. So he lied.
He lied. So
You forget where you're
Taffy,
at?
yeah, no, Taffy basically says she always wanted to be queen of the prom.
That's stupid.
So she ends up getting this beautiful dress, the tiara, and all that. And she's just dancing around and
I
everything
mean, what the
else.
fuck, man? You can get any wish you want.
Um,
Why would you wish for that?
Spider's like, "That's it. I'm getting out of here." And Calvin basically follows her. Um, After
What would you
they
wish
leave,
for?
I don't know. Because that's what I'm sitting there watching. Like, I don't even know what I would wish for.
Do I get two or just one?
One.
Wow.
unless he really likes you, then he may offer you to.
You see, I'd ask for unlimited piles of cocaine or unlimited pussy.
Uh,
Just so you all know that.
Basically, after Calvin and Spider leave, Impy looks up at the camera and he's like, he knows Babs and her friends are watching. And he's like, no cheating, something or other. And he sends something through the camera. Well,
His evil spell.
Yeah, Babs gets away. And then Frankie is basically changed into Frankenstein's bride. Frankenstein's monster's bride. Let me correct myself.
Very good.
And
the bride of Frankie.
And then Rhonda is like this, gets this like her
goo on her face.
Yeah, because she's very focused on things with her skin, where Frankie's focused on her hair and all that.
Kind of like you.
So Babs escapes the security room. The janitor is getting out of the room from across the hall, and she locks him back in because she slams on the door to take off running. So Spider and Calvin see Babs running by, and they start following her. Well, Babs goes to open the door and gets electrocuted. So they're standing there like, okay, we're not getting out that way. So basically, we go back to our Jimmy and Taffy, and here their wishes basically turn to trash.
It's wood. It's fake.
The gold, it was wood that was painted gold, and then Taffy's wearing rags, basically.
Who really cares about that? I mean, come on. Her wish sucked.
Yeah. So.
I mean, really?
In the middle.
Well, you like your Coke, just like me.
Let's keep my stomach calm right now. So basically,
I gotta get some Coke.
I kept putting that they were monsters, but they're actually demons. Frankie and Rhonda, well, they kind of come in and attack Jimmy. Well, Spider tries to help. We get this chase scene with Jimmy. The imp trips him. The demons, like, see, I put monsters and they were actually demons, catch up to him and basically put him on ice.
That was good. I get it.
Yeah, they put him in an ice. They put him in an ice maker, and he basically dies. And actually, there's a funny part later where Rhonda's bowling with Jimmy's head and gets a gutter ball.
Gutter head.
And so basically, Calvin and Spider kind of go into hiding. We cut back to Lisa and Keith, and Keith is kind of trying to get away because Lisa's like all over him.
You know what his problem was?
What's that?
He got a wish by Uncle Impy. Then he became Little Limpy.
Yes, he did, basically. Because he's just like, Lisa like won't let him go. And he's trying to slow things down. So it's kind of like,
what is his problem really?
So it shows just the wishes do backfire. I don't know why, like when the other one's stuff turned to trash, like why something didn't. But I guess it's because she wanted him too much. So I guess that's the consequence.
Maybe she wanted him in real life.
I don't know. Taffy, we cut away to Taffy in the mall trying to hide. She's being chased by Frankie. That chase kind of continues for a while. Rhonda finds where Spider and Calvin are hiding. They find a gun. They try to shoot her, but it only stops her briefly.
Like there's a gun there.
Yeah. So they go and escape. Keith eventually gets away from Lisa saying about doing some sex position option thing. Something about doing something on ice. So he goes, let me go get the stuff and I'll be back. So he's walking.
I don't remember that shit.
Well, he said something about, have you ever done it with this? I can't remember exactly what he says. And then that's how he kind of gets away from Lisa. He tells Lisa to wait there and he'll be back.
Well, son of a bitch, don't remember that.
See, did I find something that you did?
Probably because I was distracted by her tits.
Probably.
She has nice big tits and nice nipples too.
So we cut to Keith. He's in the kitchen looking for whatever he wants to take back, and he hears a voice, and we think it's Lisa, and he's like, oh. Well, here it ends up. It was Rhonda, and we get deep fry Keith. Keith gets his head put in the deep fryer.
Crispy critters.
Yeah. Then we cut to Spider and Calvin hiding in the men's room. Men's room, and they're trying.
You said meds.
Men's. And they're trying to figure out what to escape and kind of have a little conversation. And she's joking about what he said.
She likes him.
Yeah, even though she acts like she doesn't, she goes and like helps him.
Kind of like you act like you don't like me, but you think I'm awesome.
Basically, then Taffy's back in the restaurant. Here she finds Keith dead. Frankie and Rhonda show up and pull Taffy apart. Pun intended.
I was going to say that was kind of funny too. Yeah. See, you're getting good at this.
Yeah, pun intended. Because, if you pull Taffy,
we get it. If you have to explain the joke, it ain't fucking funny.
So eventually, because scenes jump back and forth here. Spider and Calvin do eventually find Taffy, and they're trying to find a weapon. But Babs also wakes up and she's hiding like behind the scenes of the bowling, like where the pins and balls are stored whenever they're kicked back to you.
Pins and balls.
Well, Impy shows up, finds Babs. He's talking about tormenting. That's what imps do. They torment others. It's what he has to do. That's what he's going on about what imps are supposed to do. And then Rhonda arrives and is fighting Babs, and they eventually knock her that she's laying in the bowling alley. So
Just what's funny.
Spider and Calvin kind of see this as Spider grabs a bowling ball and rolls it down the aisle and kills Rhonda.
That's kind of funny.
She doesn't have a pulse. They're banging on the floor. She's not waking up or anything.
Would a demon have a pulse?
I don't know.
That's what she says.
Yeah.
Or he says.
And but they keep banging like on the floor around her, and she's not reacting.
Well, I like to bang them on the floor.
So they hear Babs kind of starts laughing like, haha, we can't kill you. And they're Calvin and Spider's like, who's back there? Well, Impy's like, well, she's dead, but you're taking her place. And he turns Babs into a dominatrix, which you see later.
Oh, yeah. I'd pay for that.
Scott.
Who the fuck is Scott?
I put S and C. That's why, because I got tired of writing everybody's names out. Spider and Calvin go to look behind where the pins and that are at, and nobody's there. Eventually they go and they find the janitor eventually escapes, and he's like sound asleep in the janitor's office. So, and he can't hear real well. So this scene is just total, I don't want to say mayhem, but it's like miscommunication and everything. So
it's the comedy scene.
They get in there, they're trying to explain what happens. The janitor thinks they're on drugs, and Calvin basically starts from the beginning, and the janitor goes, you didn't let it out. And here he realizes the imp was out and tells this story about how this imp has been in prison for 30 years based on this story about David and wanting to be a good bowler. He used some black magic, but the imp started killing people.
See, this has a plot.
And basically,
what other movie have you seen like this?
I mean, it's different.
It's different.
So basically, he's like, the only way to stop the imp is to re-imprison it. So
he guesses.
They're like, okay, you stay here. We're going to try to get the imp taken care of, and we'll be back to get you. And then he can't hear, so he goes, how about I'll just stay here, and then when you guys are done, you can come back and get me. So then we cut away to Lisa in the locker room alone.
We cut away to a Coke break.
And the lights go off. Lisa thinks it's Keith, but it's Babs. And like I said, she's in a dominatrix outfit. And
we get some nice shots there.
No Lisa. No more Lisa.
Lisa's hot. She's all naked and ready.
Yeah, Calvin and Spider eventually find Frankie. He grabs the knife off that they're holding. She grabs the knife. And then Calvin gets injured in this part. So they go to get the first aid kit, and they start developing a plan on what they're going to do to get out of there.
Because she finds gas in bottles.
So they make Molotov cocktails. One of my favorite things to use in zombie games. When I can throw them right. Anyways, they eventually get to the locker room. Babs attacks them. I put girl fight because Spider and Babs are fighting back and forth.
A hot chick fight.
And
Spider and dominatrix.
Basically, Calvin gets the Molotov cocktail, lights it, and burns Babs. And Spider makes a comment. She goes, man, she was just saying she wished they didn't burn her because she really liked her outfit.
I like to see her in that outfit.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you?
So Frankie eventually gets to the janitor and then kills the janitor. Basically, Calvin and Spider go to get the janitor because they're like, we're just going to get him and get out of here. They find Lisa dead in the middle of all this. Well, here they get there, and Frankie's standing over the janitor with the knife, and the janitor's dead. So they close the door. Frankie reopens the door and has a fire axe, I guess, basically, and starts chasing him.
While she's hissing at him.
Yeah. Basically, they get over by one of the exits. Spider and Frankie are kind of fighting. Spider eventually gets the axe, cuts off Frankie's head. It goes flying through the door and opens the doors.
What are you doing?
I was burping. That's
rude.
Oh, excuse me.
Jeez.
That tastes like my coffee from earlier.
At least it don't taste like hooker shit.
Spider yells at Calvin to go get the car, which I don't even know why she does that. So Calvin goes.
How'd you know he had a car?
Yeah. Oh, in the middle of all this, Rhonda's body is missing from the bowling alleyway, but it pops up in the back of the car that Calvin's in.
Oh, yeah.
Uncle Impy's watching on the curb. Spider comes up behind him and traps him in a tin.
Stuff it, you little prick.
Which causes all the powers and everything he's done to stop because he's trapped. Calvin ends up wrecking the car, but he's alive. Spider goes running over concerned. He climbs out.
And she gives him his glasses.
Basically, Spider gets on her motorcycle and they're like, we got to get out of here because we can't explain all this to the police.
They go back to her place.
And he's like, well, where are we going? She takes off his glasses and puts them down her shirt and says, you're going back to my place.
Oh, yeah.
And they go off
That'd be a movie in and of
the
itself.
sunrise together, and then we zoom in on Impy locked in this
that was romantic,
canister.
Right?
Yeah.
Another romantic ending.
Saying about letting me out. And that's where the movie ends.
Great movie.
It is a good movie. I mean, it's a silly B movie.
Did you like all three of these?
All three? Yeah.
The three we watched.
Yeah. I thought you meant three were the Sorority Babes. I'm like, I thought there was only this one.
Oh, no, I meant the three movies you watched.
Yes, I did.
So I picked good movies.
You picked good movies, I will tell you that.
Okay, I'm done.
I mean, like I said, these are...
Back to the garage.
A lot of these are kind of cheesy, B-horror movies. I was trying to combine
That's what I like.
So, I mean, they're enjoyable. They're not long. Yeah, they look dated, but they're still a fun watch anytime.
They look awesome.
Okay.
Movies now are shit.
Want to thank Bandit for filling in for...
No problem. I did it for my boy.
Under the weather Bluto. So
I did it for my boy. What's up, Bluto?
Hopefully you'll be...
Love you, bro.
Hopefully you'll be willing to come back and do some more with us at some point.
You want me to come back?
Yeah, I'll have you come back.
Okay, I got a movie you can watch.
You gonna tell me?
Blood-Sucking Freaks.
Oh, God, no. I do not like that
That's movie. A good movie. We'll watch that sometime. Keep undercooking chicken and making burnt grilled cheese sandwiches and burning chicken and burnt meatloaf. I'll eat it.
He makes it sound like I'm god-awful cook, and I'm not.
Well, that's all I eat. Bluto eats all the good shit. I eat all the bad shit.
Anyways, if you want to see more Bandit, let us know in the comments too. And
I know how to find.
Yeah, I know where you live.
Yeah, under your car.
Yep.
Hopefully you won't run me over.
Well,
I keep them cats away from your car.
Yep. So please remember to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell icon so you know when we post new content. Help share the page. It would be greatly appreciated. Subscribers and watchers, thank you. You guys are awesome. Appreciate all of you. Keep coming back for more. And watchers, please subscribe. The wish list is posted if you want to help us out with any of that. Maybe this one might want to add
make
a
a
couple
wish.
Things.
Oh, like the imps give wishes.
No.
You get wishes.
No, I go on Amazon, Bluto, and I post some movies we would like. And if anybody out in YouTube land wants to buy it and send it to us to review, which we have gotten one.
Well, if you want me to review one, cool. I'll come back and do it.
Okay.
As long as it's good. Nothing stupid.
And check out my other channel, K-Doll Games, Toys,
the more
and More.
ass, the more tits, the better.
Toy and Game Reviews, kid-friendly over there.
What's that mean?
Can't say any of the stuff you're saying.
Well, then I ain't going to be over there. I don't remember. I must have been high.
It was a couple doll movies we did. Anyways.
I thought you were going to say a couple dominatrix shit we did.
No.
Because I don't remember that.
If there's something you would like us to review, let me know in the comments. If I can locate it, great. If
Titty
I
movies.
can't and you're willing to get it,
yeah, I'll watch
it. Great as well.
So, even if it's shit, I'll watch it.
Anyways, Bluto will hopefully be back in our next review. We'll see Bandit on the rebound.
All right, I got to go. I'm hungry.
All right, we'll talk to you soon. Bye. Click on the link to watch this video and be sure to subscribe.